Everybody, here it is. German turn 14. I'll just start down here in the south where, well, the offensive is going quite well for the Germans because, well, panzers against regular infantry that are either disrupted or very weak, like green. You can see like these guys right here. When you hit somebody like that, that's a shift to the left to begin with. It's like the Panzers, which are elite, versus those guys. Well, the shift goes a lot of different directions. So, all right. So what we had here was where was it? Yeah, the attack started here. I think it was here, and I think the Germans were like right here, if I remember right. Attacked, kicked these guys back, forced them into retreat here. Panzers broke through to here, attacked the unit here. A unit like this one here hit it, smashed it, and forced it to take a step loss, and it fell back and back into here as a fully disrupted. So the first attack disrupted units, put them right about here, and then the Panzers came through, did an attack. It's like, oh, we'll just take these guys, force them to retreat back out of the way, and then it's like, okay, we got the results, so we can continue the attack. So they moved. Oh, ran into these guys again, forced them into another attack, and just ground them down into a full retreat. And now you can see where the units that were here got slammed back all the way back to here. So the end result was that's where they're parked at the moment. So that attack was pretty good, I have to say. And it's like, yeah, not so good for the Russians. Over here there was an attack. I think this one ended up in an exchange. Both sides. Yeah, it was. Both sides can determine who takes the step loss. And there was a German unit here. There's no more. It's over in the dead pile. And then there was a step loss over here, and the Russians lost a unit also. So both sides lost a division of troops in that combat. And since nobody got the advance, so that's where it ended. So there was no determined defense they had to worry about. And over here, there was that unit that was here. They pulled out of the line. Oops. That was smart. There we go. Fix this. And also, since the Germans took this city and that city here the previous turn, they are now getting volunteers. There's Russian volunteers and stuff coming into the group down here. So there's a volunteer unit that pops up right there. And they moved their one unit out and moved some regular infantry into here. So that's what's happening there. And so the Russians do have some defenders there, but that's on the other side of the river. They don't have enough strength to take that city, but they're kind of holding the line, and the Germans are in, was it the Romanians, I think? Or were these the Hungarians? I can't remember. I think these are the Hungarians that are advancing over here to the isthmus right here. And so we'll find out if this can be taken or not. So that's what's going on there. Now over here, well, this is the interesting thing. Well, you notice Stalingrad. Southern part of Stalingrad is no more in the Soviet hands. It got taken this time. What happened was rolled, force of defenders. I think it was a 3-1 attack, and the defenders had to make a determined defense. They just needed to roll a 2 or better. Rolled a 1, and so they were forced to retreat out of there. And the end result was that they fell back. So southern part of Stalingrad has fallen to the Germans at the moment. So right now it is, I think, 18 victory points for the Germans at the moment. And we'll just see if the Soviets can take that back. All right. Look at that. All this open spot. This entire big map, and there's nobody even in it. No combat units for miles, and nobody around. It's like nobody's defending anything, and there's nothing to take anyway. So it's interesting. And over here, this is where the excitement all started also. The Germans had themselves lined up in a pretty good position. They fell back, reconsolidated everything, got their forces squared away where they needed. They were having problems up here where the Russians were turning the flank, but right here was where all the best units of the Germans were. And now you can see this massive pile of disrupted Soviet troops or in full retreat. So what happened was we had the first attack. There was a unit that was here. There was German units here and here. They attacked, smashed this unit, kicked it back, and then they advanced over here, hit another unit, kicked them back into full retreat. And so I think that's the guys that got full retreat, got hit by these guys right here, which I think was the armor. Oh, oops. This is the armor right here. There we go. And so they got hit. Then the next attack, the armor that was here busted through, smashed through the line hard, and just forced another unit to go into full retreat. They attacked again, forced another unit into disrupted to fall in retreat, and then they attacked again right here. But this time they had an exchange, so I think there's a right here. Yeah, there's a Panzer division that is at a step loss right now. So they got hurt. But the result is we have a whole bunch of disrupted units that got pushed back. They're not in full retreat, but they got a lot of step losses in there. And then there was an attack by these guys, I believe, here, and they forced another unit to that back to here. So that's what you got going on right there. There was no attack over here. It would have been at one. Actually, you see all these units right here, but you know there's some disrupted unit or step loss units underneath there, and they would have attacked at 1 to 2 because they don't have any elite troops in there, and they're attacking elite troops. So it was like I think ended up being 1 to 1, and stepped back to 1 to 2. So the Germans are like, "Yeah, we're not going to do that." And then now the Germans have that removed. But as you can see, we got some green troops right there that have a step loss. Now they're no longer disrupted, but they're not going to be doing much to begin with. Now, the attack strength, I think, in that entire stack may be 4, not very much. All right, so that is everything. They didn't do anything over here. They're holding the line over there. So right now, it's like the massive attack up here is trying to bust through and cut units off the river here. I think that's what the goal is for the German army. Just push these guys back and then cut through here. And taking, there's a victory conditions right here. I think this, that's a city that has a victory and that's a victory. So it's going to force the Russians to probably fall back again to restructure themselves again and try to rebuild. All right. That's what's going on. All right, hope you guys like it so far. That was German turn 14. All right, we'll be back. Everybody, here we are. Soviet turn 14. And, well, things don't look so great down here. They're advancing. And, all right, these guys right here are going to become just disrupted here in the next turn. At the end of this turn. And that's pretty much it. And then I don't know. Yeah, I was gonna pull these guys back. Well, to here. There. There we go. Get out of the area. Extracting themselves out of the zone. So that's there for the moment. Over here by Stalingrad, they got reinforcements coming in off the edge of the map. And then we have their disrupted unit moved forward. And over here they did an attack here. It was 1-to-1 plus a 1 shift for having elite troops. And the end result was they rolled a 1. And the attacker had to, there's an A. They end up with A1. And A1 is attacker takes a step loss. So one of their guard units took a loss. So that was the extent of that. That was the one attack that they had. And you look over here, panoramic view. Then the guards are on the offensive still on this flank trying to turn it. They did attack this hex right here. Hit these guys, disrupted them, kicked them back out of here. They failed their determined defense, rolling a 1. And then they looked at that, but this is all 1 step loss unit. So there's attack strength of like 6 or 8 there, or 9. There's attack strength of 9 versus 21. No, you're not going to do anything with that. That's like 1 to 3 odds, and the best you can hope for is a 6. So, yeah, you could have gone with it, but it's not so great. Other than that, they took all their disrupted units that they had reorganized. It does look like they did pull some units out of the line right here and pulling them back here. So they are stripping units out of here to possibly form a new line. But right here, they got a city right here and a city right here. They're objectives for the Germans. So the odds are that they're not going to. Now they can form a pocket because this edge right here is considered like line of supply. So you can't cut them off if they have an anchor to the edge. So that is possibly they could form a pocket right here and still survive. But at the moment, it's not looking good for the Soviets. They brought in troops, but right now they have so many different spots that are like needing fire brigades that bringing in reinforcements just doesn't seem to be, you're throwing a bucket of water on a force fire. So it's not looking good. I'm pretty sure that in about 5-6 turns this could be over. So unless things change around, we'll just have to see. All right, that's everything for this turn. That's turn 14 for the Soviets. All right, we'll be back.